I would hope that a wise Latina woman with the richness of her experience, see, glossing it over, everything gets glossed over and pampered, with the richness of her experiences, would more often than not reach a better conclusion than a white male who hasn't lived that life. Now again, you base your judgments by the content of someone's character, not the color of their skin. But here she's making it a racial issue. Then, what the media won't tell you, what they won't talk about outside of Lou Dobbs, is that she is a council member for La Raza. She is a Bush 1 appointee in New York. And she is vehemently opposed to the Second Amendment. Let me explain. The woman actually penned a book called Deadly Obsession, The American Gun Culture, in which she states that the Second Amendment actually makes guns illegal, let me repeat that, illegal for most U.S. citizens. How crazy is that? She says that no, it makes it legal for military and other personnel. But guns have really been illegal for us for quite some time. This is the woman we want on the Supreme Court. This is the woman that's going to be here to usher in a North American Union. Amnesty for illegal aliens. It doesn't really matter. The Supreme Court is bought, sold, and paid for by the elites. And that is really apparent with their latest decision this Tuesday, 5-4, to basically rule out your Miranda rights. Jason, what are you talking about? I didn't hear about this on the mainstream media. My Miranda rights can't be gone. Well, in a way they're not, but they are. In a way they're not, but they are. Very Orwell. Let me read it right out of Reuters right here. Supreme Court rules police can initiate suspects' questioning. The U.S. Supreme Court ruled on Tuesday that police, under certain circumstances, remember it's only certain circumstances, but the police will just lie like they always have when they want a confession out of somebody, only under certain circumstances, can initiate an interrogation of a suspect without the defendant's lawyer being present by a 5-4 vote. 5-4 always. Remember, it's always very close when they take away your civil liberties. It's never 9-0. It's never 7-2. It's never 6-3. It's 5-4 to give you that appearance. Oh, we were so close to saving our rights. So close to saving this country. By a 5-4 vote, the conservative majority overruled a 23-year-old Supreme Court decision that barred the police from initiating questioning after a defendant asserted the right to an attorney at an arraignment or similar proceeding. So right there it tells you that they overturned the decision. Now here's where it gets really Orwellian. The ruling was the latest in a recent string by conservative justices expanding the power of police to question suspects, but it does not change the landmark 1966 ruling barring the police from questioning a suspect who invoked their right to remain silent or have a lawyer present. But in the previous paragraph it said it did just that. But then they say it's just under certain circumstances. Listen, it's under any circumstance they want if they want to put you behind bars, if they want to fine you. The police are always right. They are our authorities. They are our lords. They are our gods. That's why they're tasering 72-year-old women in Austin. Right here, folks. It's not somewhere else. It's not fairy tales and unicorns. It is right here. They're tasering 72-year-old grandmas. Right here, where you eat and breathe. Okay? And with this Supreme Court decision, I mean, oh my God, what is it going to take for us to start kicking and screaming and saying, no, we do have a right to an attorney. We do still have our Bill of Rights and Constitution. No, the Second Amendment made it so I could own a firearm to protect me and my family and my persons and property and against a tyrannical government, which we can just see. If you don't have the blinders on, folks, it's right here. We had Barack Obama this week, I believe it was Friday morning, announce a new cybersecurity coordinator and a new office of bureaucracy in which they will kill and slay the internet. You had to know this was coming with Jay Rockefeller putting out the Cybersecurity Act, trying to get that bill through. Totally draconian, totally out of control, banning free speech on the web, going after operations like InfoWars and Prison Planet. You can guarantee it. And then they put out the Cyberbullying Act, which is even worse. And they piggyback it on this adult who, in poor taste, made a false MySpace account, started clowning on a young girl after she pretended to be a boy who liked her, and the girl ended up killing herself. Does something need to happen to that woman? Sure. But does free speech need to be taken away on the internet? Absolutely not. And now they have Hannah Montana. That's right, your kid's idol, the songs you have to hear 136 times every day because your preteen is obsessed with them. This young girl, this movie star, this, Disney acolyte is now saying, oh, I'm for the Cyberbullying Act. It's so mean when people call me fat online. And she can't even spell fat. She puts a little asterisk, a little star, has to be cute. A little smiley face. Oh, it's not funny, I'm sorry. I mean, am I the only one that has to come out and say, hey, we can't ban free speech on the internet because Miley Cyrus is being called fat by some loser? I mean, seriously. First of all, you're in the public eye. You have platinum-selling albums. You have $100 million movies, young girl. But the government loves her. They love that she's promoting this. They would love to take away your freedom or what's left of it on the internet. They've been trying to put into Internet 2, and let me explain what Internet 2 is going to mean for you. For quite some time, they've been promoting it, saying, oh, the old web is going to die. It can't handle the bandwidth. Cyber terrorists are everywhere. I had to hear Obama actually say that Russia snuck attacked Georgia again last summer, when that is the furthest from the truth. Let's go over it again for those that don't know what happened, that don't read the papers in page 13A in the back where they tell you what the real story is. The only mainline guy I know that came out and did tell the true story of this was Pat Buchanan. So what did happen there? Well, Georgia starts running all these drills on the South Ossetia border. Oh, and here comes Israel. Here comes the United States. Here comes private forces. And then all of a sudden, Russia starts running drills on their end, too, expecting that there might be a sneak attack present. Georgia then goes into South Ossetia, starts murdering people, and Russia comes in to stop it. And then Russia snuck attack. Then Saakashvili, the leader of Georgia, gives it away on Glenn Beck when he says this is about a new world order, Glenn. Well, it sure is. We'll be back after this. It's the Alex Jones Show, PrisonPlanet.tv, Infowars.com. All right, we are back. It's the Alex Jones Show. I am Jason Bermas sitting in, and we're going to go to your calls in just a moment. But first, I'm going to play, to start out, this 72-year-old woman on the local Fox affiliate here in Austin being tasered by an out-of-control cop, and the officer doesn't come on camera, but his representative does, another officer, and he says everything's fine, and it's okay to taser a grandma, and she was getting out of control. But again, they won't release the dash cam. Yes, it's appropriate for me to tase a 72-year-old. What happened before tasers, police? I mean, was the 72-year-old woman so bad that you had to call backup and 3 other jackbooted thugs to come run up on her? She's 72. Okay? If you had to put her arms behind her back and put her in cuffs, that's a whole different story from tasering her. Tasering a 72-year-old great-grandmother. I mean, can I reiterate this any better? I mean, out of control. And now we're going to play the EMS clip. We're going to go back to back for you. See how out of control these cops are. I mean, it's not enough that a couple of weeks ago when I did this show, 3 or 4 weeks ago, we have to report on the fact that this young girl calls 911 for her father who had a brain aneurysm in the weeks before and started having a seizure. And what happens? The cop hangs up on her three times because she used a naughty word. Oh, she used the F word while my father was having a seizure that may have taken his life. And then on top of that, she goes, because the cop station's only a few blocks down and she doesn't realize the jackass police officer that just hung up on her 3 separate times without even finding out what was going on is the one working there. So she goes there, guess what she gets? Arrested! That's the country we live in. And now it's cops attacking EMTs and trying to arrest them for helping old women. On the other side of the next break, we're really going to talk about this new cybersecurity coordinator, what that means for you, what Internet 2 is. Total slavery. I mean, worse than China, worse than what Australia is doing to censor the Internet. And this is going to be global. That's what they want. They want full control. Chris in Florida, you're on the line, sir.
Hey, isn't Sotomayor, isn't she a member of an organization that would just do anything for blacks, just give the shirt off their backs for blacks, La Raza?
Well, I would say that it's even worse than that. She's a council member of La Raza, and it's not to me that she would do, things for black. La Raza means of the race, or for the race. I mean, this woman This woman is somebody who is going to grant amnesty to everybody, who is going to bring in a North American Union, who is obviously anti-gun, and La Raza is a racial organization. This reverse racism nonsense, there's nothing reverse about it. People of all colors can be racists. And, this woman, to me, with her statements and her council membership on La Raza, is an obvious racist, sir.
Well, I'm talking about La Raza. They are very anti-black, anti-anybody Hispanic or Aztlan or ethnicity, and according to them, and it's just funny, another anti-black move on Obama's part. But I'm talking about that paramedic. I saw that video, and in the story, the footage does not show the paramedic assaulting the trooper like the trooper claimed, and when the paramedic is under arrest, you can see he just becomes aware that he's dealing with a bully.